What is saddest truth you've come to accept? Having delved into numerous topics concerning materials, I've realized how severely depleted we are on resources. At the current rate, we have about 50 to 100 years worth of certain vital metals and minerals left at our disposal. Resources we're gladly wasting away on, e.g., short-lived items and the latest and greatest within phone technology. But I know there's no point shouting to high heaven about it, because we clearly can't change as a species, and any attempts of rectifying it has so far barely been an afterthought. That all my friends seem to be dying. I turned 30 in less than 2 months, and in less than 10 years, I've already attended 4 funerals of close friends, 3 of which happened within a year. I've also had a handful of people I was friends with, but not particularly close with, pass away. All were my age or a few years older than me. The most recent one was last week for my best friend. A few things: people are not as strong as they think they are. I think I am mentally quite strong, and I still had a massive breakdown with life shit. People care about you, but only as much as it's not out of their comfort zone. It's up to oneself to keep okay. People can repair what is broken within them, but people have to want to, and lots of times we are just used to it. And it's difficult to change things we are used to. After my mother's passing, reconnecting with her family and learning about her history, because she would never talk about it, it was learning this: that my mother never loved my father, and she never loved me for looking like him. She only loved my sister, because even though she looked like my father also, she had darker skin and hair, so my mother would pretend my sister was her child with the man she really loved. A man who abandoned her when she had a medical emergency, but who she gave all of my father's money to. Even if that meant homelessness for her, me, and my sister. She was a bad mom, but I had chalked it up to her mental illness and bad upbringing. Learning this now about her, I'm less sad about my decision to let her die alone. Most of the time, people at your place of work don't give two shits about you. In fact, maybe they even outright hate you. They're just really good at pretending as though they enjoy your company, but they are absolutely not your friends. So whatever you do, don't get attached to your coworkers. If they go no contact with you after you stop working there, they don't care about you, which happens a good 95% of the time these days. A true friend wouldn't see you as someone they're obligated to put up with. I met my friends at a youth club. You can do everything right, and the world will decide, through no fault of your own, to fuck you, and everything can come crashing down. Money dries up quick when you can't work, lose your job. In a split second, you can be devastatingly injured in an accident. The person you love the most could get a weird cough today, and it's the beginning of days, months, years of pain for you both, while you spiral into debt. Life is fragile and delicate and chaotic and outside your control. At any moment, your normal can be shattered and upended, and you will never be able to return. Jobs get lost, devastating accidents happen, illnesses develop, things change. All this to say, from someone who has been there, love your people that deserve your love. Tell them. Take a moment to appreciate the things that you do have, even if it's not much, because I promise you, it can always get worse. And show a little fucking grace to those who are struggling. You have no idea what happened to get them there, and once you lose everything you've worked for, it's a downward spiral that is nearly impossible to drag yourself out of. Be kind. Been in chronic pain since my early 20s. Likely, it won't go away, and I'll die with that pain. Walking hurts. Using my knees hurts. My fingers hurt. Also got married early 20s. Honestly, a gem of a wife and mother of my kid. But we don't get physical anymore. After countless rejections, signs, asking what I can do differently, etc., it just doesn't happen. And I'm in my late 20s now. I don't see the situation getting better as we age. I've come to accept it now, and to be honest, I stopped getting urges as well, and it's made me a bitter person. I don't like it anymore. My wife is great though, and she does a lot. I can't really fully blame her, but it still hurts. This pain is never going away. It still hurts after decades. Also, I am the age I am. I missed my childhood and young adult childhood. I don't have a time machine to go back and do it over. However, I'm alive, and a lot of that tragic stuff rarely even crosses my mind. That nerdy communities, or at least having a healthy social life in them at least, is sort of a catch-22. Like, people hype it up along with these other idealized traits, only for it to peak early and fall short when it comes down to it. Sure, you can share memes and other stuff that lots of other people love, but it's a one-sided thing. It seems like you have to make your friends early, otherwise you are sort of locked out. Unless you can meet people who are in this healthy middle ground and are open to branching out socially. Or really, just in general, people aren't as sociable as they like to act like they are. That no one gives a fuck about you because there is a great lack of empathy in the world, and you will encounter more people who despise you than care about you. So keep the genuine people as close as possible, because throughout your life, there will be fewer and fewer who truly care. There are a lot of PPL in the world who do not understand personal responsibility. They never had it, and they don't treasure it. The world owes them, but they owe nothing to the world. A lot of such PPL have messed up understanding of power. Such PPL confuse power and control. They end up being controlling and powerless from the inside. It's nuanced because often such understanding of power, control, responsibility is nurture-based, and some PPL just don't have the resources to learn about the tools of life that are available to any human psyche. The universe does not care. We are a solitary blue blip in an eternity of nothingness. However, I'm not a nihilist. I see my fundamental job as putting a little love, kindness, and laughter where there was less before, leaving the place better than it was. That you can do everything right and still fail. Learning this lesson almost broke me, TBH. The other one that was a hard pill to swallow is that things don't just happen to people because they're good or bad. Good things happen to be bad people, and bad things happen to good people. The world is unjust. Or maybe we're the unjust ones, IDK. You can never really trust coworkers. I have gotten on really well with people I worked with to the point where we would go out after work or weekends. However, one random comment I said, or some shitposting on social media has got me in trouble. One, I actually had a really shit day, so I said stupidly on a random post because I needed to vent, "I have had a cunt of a day." That almost costed me my job, but my FB was not public, so it would have been one of those people I trusted who dobbed me in. This was a long time ago, but I simply never say anything work-related on social media. No one should. Nor do I say who I work for, as I cannot risk that kind of bullshit again. Seriously, never trust anyone you work with for anything, as there are always snakes ready to bite. Love isn't enough. You can love your partner, and I mean that love that poets write about, and they can love you just as much. But there are so many things that can still end that relationship. It's not a lack of love that ends it. It's that they weren't in a place mentally to be in a relationship, or you need to focus on your work or studies or 1,000 other things. Sometimes your situations just don't work out, and sometimes you will get back together when the situation changes, and sometimes you won't ever speak again. Bullies win. At school, at work, in life. We are told that you should stand up to bullies and to fight for justice, but unfortunately, that's not the reality. Bullies do win, more often than not, and will continue in life without consequences. To try to stand up for yourself will only wear you down and break you as a person. It's not fair, but it's true. My advice to my younger self would be, if you can leave. Leave the school, leave the job, leave the environment. Look after your mental health. Don't fight for justice. One time, Doritos came out with a new chip, and they were trying out on the public. It was hamburger flavor, and I shit you not, it tasted and satiated just like a charbroiled old-fashioned burger. I was stunned, and it became my favorite flavor. The promotion must have lasted only a week because I never saw it again. That was 15 years ago, and I've accepted I'll never see it again, though it consumes me. Some people will hate you. I knew this guy for 6 years. He was a nice guy. One day, I asked him if he wanted to hang out with me, and he just told me. He told me how everyone had said shit that wasn't true behind my back, that I was some weirdo with no life. I thought I'd felt true pain. I just wanted to be included, but life showed me more. Later, I had learned that he, out of all fucking people, started the rumors. When I confronted him, he just said I was annoying. That day still haunts me, and some people will instantly change for no reason. I have over 150 friends or something, lost count, but I only have 3 real friends. Ever since that incident, I've stopped caring about trying to make everyone happy. Some people just hate you.